recording. And we are live. Welcome back to the RINO podcast, everybody. Happy Monday evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Kaitlin.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jeff. This is one of my favorite holidays. Favorite.
I enjoy it too. It is a American holiday. And we're good Americans, proud Americans. We love this country. And and by the way, to anybody, if you actually don't like this country and are in this country getting an education and you want to say that this country is a bad place, leave. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
we don't want you here. You
don't have to be here.
Yeah, you don't have to be here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. If you're in college and you think America is such a terrible place, get the fuck out. Goodbye. And that's happening more than I care to see on the streets of major cities and college campuses. So, you know, I wasn't planning on diving into that, but you mentioned Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is a great American holiday. And by the way,
it's a great.
Feel free on Friday to start saying Merry Christmas too. How early do you say Merry Christmas?
I think Friday is okay. Usually December 1st. I actually do like to keep it. But like if someone were to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to me, I'd return it after that point. Yeah,
but I Merry Christmas somebody early last year, and it felt really good, and they felt really good when I Merry Christmas them. It was like I was at a bar, we were chatting, and like I was moving out of the night, and they were like, "Oh, can I take that spot?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." "Oh, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, all right, Merry Christmas." I was picking up takeout. That's what it was, and I Merry Christmas them, and they were very. Hey, that was my first Merry Christmas of the year.
Oh,
be that person. Cute. Be that person for somebody else. Be their first Merry Christmas of the year. Okay, back to the episode. I have a big announcement, major announcement. I am on the ballot, and I am running for Republican State Committee of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Now, to those of you who don't know what the hell the state committee is, it's quite all right. You actually don't need to know, unless you live in my district, and then I want you to pull a Republican ballot on March 5th and vote for me and not my opponent. If you live in Arlington, Woburn, Billerica, Burlington, and I'll just say Lexington, even though it's only a chunk of Lexington. Just if you pull the ballot and I'm not on it, well, oh well. But if you are in Lexington, pull that ballot in the Republican primary on March 5th, Super Tuesday, and vote for me. I will be taking donations, so feel free to let me know about that. Or I'll be putting a QR code on future episodes. This will be a real campaign. And Kaitlin, all those events we talked about in the past, we're going to make them happen for this campaign. So this is going to be fun. We're going to have a good time doing it. Basically, I'm running behind Ron DeSantis, and my opponent is supporting Donald Trump. That's it, folks. Right there. It's there in a nutshell. Nobody's supporting Nikki Haley in the district, so you're just going to have to deal with me. But anyway, she's not going anywhere, and we'll get into that on the episode too. But quite frankly, it is time for Republicans and Republican voters in Massachusetts to decide what direction they want to go in. And if you are in Billerica, Burlington, Woburn, Arlington, or Lexington, you need to vote for me. So vote for Ron DeSantis and vote for me. All right. That's my big announcement. Congratulations to Rep. Peter Durant on being elected to the Massachusetts State Senate. Former Rep. Durant was voted in on November the 5th, and I'd say he cruised to victory.
He did. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like, you know, I was following election night, as I usually do, for a multitude of races, because, you know, they had Virginia legislature, state races, they had Kentucky Gov, and we had Peter Durant. This was our first big showing for new Mass GOP, and they got the W, which is awesome. You know, I think Jeff and I
it's been a long time. It's been
Jeff and I have been very critical of Mass GOP over the years now. And it feels very good under new leadership to get a dub, especially for a seat that a Republican hasn't represented what I read in 50 years, right?
Yeah, there used to be a time when Republicans in Massachusetts would crush on special elections. That was like our wheelhouse. Open seat came up in the middle of just a special election. We dominate. We did really well. That all started to slide when Jim Lyons took over the party.
But we don't need to go into a 5-minute rant about him, because we want to keep all of our energy going forward.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, like even then, right, Jeff? So even before Election Day, I went to my Republican town committee, and I heard really good news about the state party in general and their financial situation getting better, which is also, I mean, again, great news. Meaning they're paying off debt and they're bringing in money, which is good. It's not a lot of money, but they're bringing in money, and we won a state Senate seat. Yeah. So I have to say I'm like really proud and happy.
No, it's good news. Yeah, good news for the Mass GOP. Amy Carnevale as our new chair, and I can say, like, so she took over in January. So about a year to clean up the mess, and then towards the end of that year, this year, getting a victory. And quite honestly, I will say, she could say for the past 11 months that, hey, it was about fixing all the crap that was going on, and then focusing on the special election for Peter Durant. The honeymoon probably expired on November 6th, right? Like, it was like, if she didn't get this win, it was going to get more difficult, but she did. So it's fantastic. And let me say, all the people involved in any election, wasn't just Amy, obviously, but she had a big part in it. Deserve the credit for that, especially Senator Durant. So it's, and
an amazing job of also organizing a lot of people.
Oh, you went off camera. What happened?
Yep.
There you go.
Sorry. They did a really good job of organizing. Sorry, I'm texting the person back that tried to call me during the middle of this.
Tell them to call. Tell them where you're on a show. A show that is watched by hundreds of people.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is a harbinger of good signs to come, right? Look, you need leadership, and not only at the top as chair, but it's part of the reason why I'm running for state committee. Is you need people who understand what winning is, what being normal is, what the purpose of a political party is, which is to win elections, not sue each other and bitch and moan about establishment this and name calling that. So hopefully, it's never going to end as far as the fight goes, but the fight can get a lot easier, and it's going to get a lot easier. So I'm looking forward to this this upcoming season before March 5th for the state committee race. But good signs from Mass GOP, and kudos to everybody involved, and a big congrats on that.
No, I mean, really, honestly, guys, like, we know that this podcast gets around to the state committee. Really big congratulations. We loved all the energy. We supported Peter. I made sure to put that little tidbit, support him at on the episode before the election day. And we're just really super proud. We're really happy about the direction the party is going right now.
Well, there was nowhere to go but up. So, well, I mean, the bar was very...
When you hit rock bottom and right at the floor, I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's like, I think I might have even said that to Amy, like when she took over. I is like, look, you can't do much worse. It's like, so any move you make is going to be in the right direction. All right.
But it shows what the party can do in organizing in order to, first of all, maybe fill a ballot full of candidates, which I'm hoping is within our future. Amy's going to do a really good job in the executive committee with recruiting and organizing for campaigning, which is really good. I really do think that they did a good job of getting like the young Republicans involved, because that's what I obviously get where I hear about things. And I'm really happy, guys. This is an awesome W.
Yes. Moving on. Nikki Haley.
Yeah. Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley. Oh boy.
I just want to. Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go off, okay? Not go off. This is not a real. I have said many times that I would vote for Nikki Haley. Like, let's say she wins the nom, have no problem voting for Nikki Haley. Like, I would vote for her. I wouldn't be enthusiastic about it, but I'd absolutely vote for her. I'd even hold a sign at my polling or volunteer at a polling station to do local candidates. I would hold her sign. I have no problem doing that. What I do have a problem with is her getting on the debate stage and going off on Ron DeSantis about fracking in Florida, because it is such a weirdo thing to like perseverate on. Like, right? Like, yeah. What a weird thing.
This is
beyond the 5-inch heels comment, Jeff. Okay, first of all.
Okay, all right, we got to slow down here because there's a lot to discuss.
There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Okay, as a woman, to hear that Nikki Haley wears 5-inch heels every single day makes me worry about the condition of her feet. Because first of all, that sucks. Like, what are you doing to yourself?
Okay.
You don't wear that. So why would you even say it? When she said it on the debate stage, Jeff, I literally was like,
but let's, all right, this is the low level of her bad political instincts, but she tweets out during the debate. So this is pre-canned. It had to be, or actually, she has comm staff. It just makes good ammunition. What?
That one was a little cringe.
But Kaitlin, I don't know what it means. What does it actually mean?
Well, because you're a dude, so like I got it. I got that one. I thought it was still cringy. It was a platitude, but I got it. Okay.
What does it mean?
My big thing was the 5-inch heels, because you're not wearing them. Like like, you're not wearing 5-inch heels every day. You're max wearing 3.5. So don't worry about it.
Please femsplain.
Because that's what what?
Femsplain to me what the ammunition thing was. I don't know what the fuck what the hell does it mean?
Remember like all the okay. So like you remember like all the platitude shit in 2016 for Hillary that was like, I'm with her, and
yeah.
Fight song and
yeah.
All that cringy crap.
Yeah.
Saying that like your heels are ammunition means that you're a dangerous. You're quote unquote dangerous because you're a woman. Like, don't underestimate the woman. Her heels are ammunition when she wears them.
That's what it meant.
Yeah, like that's kind of it. Her heels like propel her forward and like things like. Again, I focused on the 5-inch part because you're not wearing 5-inch heels.
Okay, that is so stupid. And
it's.
That was okay. All right. Anyway, can I
explain like the reason why like I didn't. Okay.
But you and I were tweeting about this during the debate. It's just like when she goes after DeSantis for not fracking the Everglades, her attacks from the right, which is supposedly like, oh, you won't drill, baby, drill. It's like her attacks from the right never land, and they're always forced and awkward. You know what I mean?
Well, it was weird, right? Like when she like went off on like the fracking, like the Everglades thing. Like, why won't you frack Florida? Well, the first reason why he's not going to frack Florida is because Florida voters decided to ban fracking in Florida. The second reason is that Florida is like made of sand and like very like thin layers of like, is it limestone? Like their like soil composition is like so fragile in the entire state that like fracking would destroy their like the foundation of their land.
It's not, but again, it's like a forced attack. So, she had to think that up. Like that was,
but you're not doing anything with that, right? Like, so like So Ron DeSantis's point is that we're gonna, you know, we're gonna promote and support conservation efforts in Florida and in the United States in our natural wonders. We can look for natural gas and oil elsewhere because we have plenty of it.
Yeah, we can play. Yeah,
And
you can go to the Dakotas and it won't ruin the wildlife.
Right. Like it's not like, you know, like the modern machinery for oil and fracking is so much safer and more efficient than it has been in the past. It was such a bizarre, like I remember texting with some like Republican girlfriends. I was just like first we were texting over the 5-inch heels comment because none of us understood what she was saying there. It was just so bizarre. And then the fracking thing, like I had a friend be like, I thought like conservation was conservative. What are we doing here? Like I thought
conservation is conservative. I don't like pollution.
Like conservation policy is conservatism. Like we're like conservatism is to conserve. Like what are we doing here?
So to after the debate, well, this was last week. So the week after the debate, she comes out with a pre-planned policy position to get all the anonymous users on social media to have to register with the government and use their real names.
With their real ID.
Yeah, with their real ID. Like this was like what baffles me. And at that point, I think everybody in the Republican Party just went, what? We're not, no, we're not doing that. And they realized that there's a major problem with her candidacy. I mean, she thinks this stuff. If there was a person on her team that thought of this and pushed this and everybody in the room nodded, well, that person should be fired, and probably everybody that nodded should be fired, because some of you should have shook your head and been like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
It just seemed like weird policy to really focus on, right? Like
of course, who's talking about that?
She talked about this on Ruthless, okay? So like she went on the Ruthless podcast because, you know, she had a really good Iowa poll after the debate. I do have to say that. She had a pretty good Iowa poll, but the poll was also bittersweet. So it showed her gaining in Iowa, but it showed her disapprovals going up in the state by like 2. And also nobody was voting for her second, right? So like these Iowa polls will look at who they're voting for first. It's a caucus, by the way. FYI, Iowa is a caucus. It is not a primary. Everyone needs to kind of get that through their heads, because I keep hearing about Iowa, and if you have never been in a caucus personally, you have no idea what to expect.
They're not fun. They're annoying, but yeah, go ahead.
My parents actually do them, like for where they live in politics. And so like in Massachusetts, we don't do caucus because they're messy and dumb. Like I think they're a really outdated method. Iowa does them. It works for Iowa. The GOP in Iowa have figured out how to do this caucus and do it well. Clearly, since 2020, Dems have just don't do caucus as well. Anyway, getting back to Nikki Haley. Within the Seltzer poll that came out, nobody's putting her second. Like, that's the thing. So, like, you see a rise in her polling. You see a little bit rise in her disapproval, which was above Ron DeSantis's. But you also see nobody putting her second. So the true data on that was kind of a wash, in my personal opinion. But you then see a slight surge in New Hampshire, which makes sense. But within that, I think it was a CNBC poll. New Hampshire has an open primary. I want everyone to understand that too. In Massachusetts, if you're an independent, you can technically pull either ballot. In New Hampshire, I think even if you're registered at a certain party, you can pull the other party's ballot. I think theirs is just wide open.
That's a truly open one.
Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong there, but there's
I have to look that up again. I saw that come across.
I could be wrong there, but maybe they have the same independent rule where if you're an indie, you can pull either ballot. Like here, you can do that.
Let me see if
remember.
a quick search, New Hampshire.
But within the polling that we have seen from Nikki Haley in New Hampshire, you see Indies and Dems kind of boosting her numbers, which I'm sorry, doesn't play well to Republicans. Like, again, I live like 20 minutes from the border, Jeff. Like, and clearly a conservative, that doesn't play well to me.
So, okay.
But to get back to Nikki Haley, yeah, like sometimes she just has like these bad political instincts that I just can't relate to.
So she says that outrageous policy misstep, of course, has to walk it back. Like
she did it twice. Like it was not even once. She did it on Ruthless, and then she did it.
Did they push back on her? Did they any pushback on Ruthless or no?
I didn't listen to the entire. I only listened to that segment.
I mean,
because that episode was almost 2 hours long, guys. Like I was not listening that entire episode.
Those guys, I mean, look, they're pretty good, but they're not gonna say, "Excuse me, what'd you just say?" Like to Nikki Haley while she's in the studio across from him. And maybe they should, you know, just challenge them and like, wait, what did you just say? You want people to register with their real ID and for social media? I'm like, you don't foresee any problems with that, or that could be a bad policy mistake? Like they just like
Michael Duncan after was like, what? Did I just hear that you correctly? And the thing about it is that went on for like 4 days, right? Yeah. So like she doubled down on it in the beginning and it wasn't popular. And then she got pushed back on it and then she completely backed down, I think by Friday. Like I was just like kind of shocked at like how weak-kneed it was, because like I kind of would have respected her if she would have been like, this is my position and not back down. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So because it's been a culmination of things. Like she really steps. She steps.
So I get it. But yeah.
Okay, so above and beyond that, what I noticed, if you take maybe a step back and a holistic approach to her campaign, she has been. You've said this on Twitter, like she's been very hands off with Trump.
She has been. I don't know how anybody can really argue with that. Like you see, like even in the debates, like the first one, the second one, the first one, she was racing with Vivek in order to say that she would support Trump 2024.
Do you know,
second one, she didn't comment on Trump at all. And then you see just like Chris Christie and Ron DeSantis actually say it's like Trump should be here on this debate stage because it's insulting you as our fellow Republican voters.
So DeSantis and Haley have two entirely different paths to the presidency. DeSantis's path is to take support away from Trump and get the nomination. Entirely possible, plausible. And I think that'll actually happen because for a lot of Trump voters, DeSantis is their second choice. And for a lot of DeSantis voters, Trump is their second choice. That doesn't exist for Haley. You either support Haley or, like, that's it. Maybe a portion of their second choice would be DeSantis, the Haley voter. But Haley's only path to the presidency, because you have Ron DeSantis and you have Donald Trump there, her only path to the presidency is to be his vice presidential nominee. He gets elected, resigns, impeached, whatever, and she becomes president. That's it. That's her only path. She does not win the nomination.
Do you think she wants that? Like, so like people go back and forth.
She's certainly behaving that way.
And she also herself is like, I'm not playing for second place. It's like, are you? Like, I don't know.
I mean, she's incredibly politically opportunistic, of course, but she's not. I mean, she's not an idiot. She's got to know, like, she's at 8 or 9%. She's in third place. She's not going to win the nomination, but she could be Trump's vice president. Like, that's plausible. That's why she's sticking around.
So my thing on this is like, if, you know, that's the case, right? Like, so like I mean, like, we don't know. Like, I know that Trump wants a woman on the ballot if he gets in the nod. And he has like this short list, and I think that they kind of pushed Carrie Lake into running for Senate in Arizona to ensure that she doesn't get that VP nomination. But then who was else on the short list? Kristi Noem out of, she's in South Dakota, right?
Yeah.
And so Marjorie Taylor Greene, no.
Well,
or like
there's
like,
not going to be a lot of
Lee Stefanik, like that's really who else.
There's no serious people that could be his vice presidential nominee other than Haley. None. I mean, no one's. They're gonna have.
I think Elise Stefanik is at least serious and can be beyond the campaigny brand platitudes. She's actually really smart. I just kind of hate over the years that she's kind of turned herself into something she's personally not. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah, no, she's done had a weird turn. We'd have to discuss it entirely in its own merit. I can say, like, if I don't think Trump, my gut tells me that Trump will not get the nomination. But say my gut's wrong, and he does get it. Who he picks as his VP will be the only thing that saves him from me me deciding if I'm going to vote for him or not. The only thing. Because if it's somebody who's decent and I'm like, okay, well, let's hope he gets in, cross his fingers, and then he's out in 3 months, and then they take over. Like, that's what I'd be betting on.
Well, but like we're even seeing crazy polling on like Trump versus Biden, right? Right. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. We're even seeing like crazy polling on Trump versus Biden right now, where like we're seeing samples that like he's winning like the youth vote, which makes no fucking sense. But then you get like the CNN New York Times one, and it's Biden above Trump. And that makes sense to me because like it's, how can I say this? The people that are disgruntled right now that are causing, I'm sorry, my cat is currently doing his whale noise.
That's all right.
He's really super loud and he's lost a lot of weight, and we like actually got him shaved down. He's got the little lion cut right now, which is funny because he's a little tuxedo. Well, he's not little, but he's a tuxedo. Okay. He's black and white. And so what you're seeing right now with polling with Biden and the Democrats is that people are not supporting Biden, but these people are Democrats. Okay. What is deciding his low approval rating is the fact that Democrats don't like him. That does not mean these Democrats are going to vote for Republicans. I just want to put that out there because a lot of people are like really saying that could happen. These people are not swing voters. I do not think that you should ever think that Democrats are swing voters. They have been polarized, Jeff, since I was in second grade, okay? Like since the Clinton years. And so they're not going to suddenly swing towards Trump. I mean, even if they could vote for Republican on like some lower level race, they're not voting at the top of the ticket for Trump. These people will come home for Biden. And Republicans have shown over time that, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a low turnout election or if it's a high turnout election, we can win those races. Even though I do think that Trump can complicate those sorts of things, especially with his legal troubles that are going on right now. And then we're going to see more polling shifts. Yeah, and so
of course,
I think everything is right now up in the air. Like it just is.
I look, you know, it's like, what, you don't believe the polls? It's like, yeah, I don't believe the polls. Like I'm going to put on screen what I saw today. This is from 538. Sorry, I can't share it with you. I'll just read it off. But a Harris poll, Harvard University, let's call it just the not generic, excuse me, the GOP primary. Trump at 67%. Now, this is not a state thing. I think this is natural, but it's almost 70% registered voters. Okay, registered, not likely, but 67%. I just don't buy that. You know,
it's hard, yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to, yeah. I get it.
I'm just not seeing them. Now, maybe my algorithm is manipulated on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And okay, sure, if it is, then then I guess I'm manipulated. But I'm also not seeing that in real life in people who I talk to. Now, I'm in Massachusetts, but I'm also a Massachusetts Republican, so it's like the conservative or center-right people that I involve myself with are not thinking that. You know, you go to the Republican town committee, yeah, it's there, but that's all they have. So just my gut. Only one person so far has decided to take me up on my bets. The bets are still open. The odds are 3-1. If you want to bet me, I will bet money. If you think Trump's a shoo-in for the nomination, bet me. Bet me $100. I'll, you know, $33 for me, $100 for you, right? If you don't like those odds, then you're not that confident. But also, it doesn't make sense that Donald Trump's behavior, his campaign's behavior, they're spending, what, $20 million on negative attack ads against DeSantis? And you're up by 50 points in the polls. Why do you do that? Well, why do you do that? You spend $20 million that you don't have, by the way, on those attack ads. It just doesn't add up. Am I blowing smoke up my own butt? Maybe, but I don't think so. Something odd is taking place. But you know what? In like 2 months, we'll see. So, right? You know, we're late November right now, about to go into Christmas time, and then right after that, so we're 6-7 weeks away from game on. So this is gonna be fun. All right. Anything else?
No, we have covered a lot today. It's very late right now.
For a sleepy Monday night episode, we did it pretty good.
It's a sleepy Monday night episode. I came in right after I do boot camp class. I texted Jeff this morning. I was like, "Can we do this so I can go work out, please?"
Of course.
And because it's leg day, you can't miss leg day. Leg day is my favorite workout day. But I just want to make sure everyone out there, just want to tell you, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of the best holidays because you get to eat, you get to spend time with family, you can watch football, you get to relax, and it's just chill, laid back, and awesome and fun. And even better with Thanksgiving is the Black Friday sales that have already started. So I just want to say, you're welcome, Joe Biden. I am helping you try to build this economy back from the pandemic because you keep screwing it up, and it's on me as an American to help you, and I am doing what I can.
And guess what happens this weekend?
What?
Napoleon comes out.
Oh, I already have my tickets for Thursday night.
Thanksgiving night?
Yeah.
You're going Thanksgiving? Okay. All right, so next episode, I will be going. I won't, but maybe will we have that? All right, we're not going to be able to do an episode Thanksgiving weekend. I got too much going on. But the next episode, we will do a Napoleon review because I will get my ass to the theater, and I will definitely see that movie. I can't wait to see that movie. All right.
Yes.
Have a great turkey day, everybody. Gobble, gobble. Make sure you argue with your lib aunt and tell her that, her
weirdo jewelry is still weird, and that Joe Biden is a shitty president.
But tell her, your life is going to be better under President DeSantis. Everything will be better. You'll be safer. You'll be happier. Just succumb to all that is republicanism. All right. Until next time, everybody, go to patreon.com/RINOpod, only $1 a month. We just did a good episode on how I'm going to fix the MBTA. No shit. I gave the secret. Also, what's failing in conservative media. That's important, too. So go on over to patreon.com/RINOpod for extra content. Only $1 a month, you cheap bastards. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.